ॐ शिवशक्तिसमारम्भां भास्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मत्श्रीनाथपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ज्ञानिनामपि चेतांसि देवी भगवती हि सा बलादाकृष्य मोहाय महामाया प्रयच्छति दुर्गे स्मृता हरसि भीतिमशेषजन्तोः स्वस्तैः स्मृता मतिमतीव शुभां ददासि दारिद्र्यदुःखभयहारिणि का त्वदन्या सर्वोपकारकरणाय सदार्द्रचित्ता सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरि नारायणि नमोऽस्तु ते शरणागतदीनार्तपरित्राणपरायणे सर्वस्यार्तिहरे देवि नारायणि नमोऽस्तु ते सर्वस्वरूपे सर्वेशे सर्वशक्तिसमन्विते भयेभ्यस्त्राहि नो देवि दुर्गे देवि नमोऽस्तु ते रोगानशेषानपहंसि तुष्टारुष्टातु कामान् सकलान् भीष्टान् त्वामाश्रितानां न विपन्नराणां त्वामाश्रिताः ह्याश्रयतां प्रयान्ति सर्वाबाधा प्रशमनं त्रैलोक्यस्याखिलेश्वरि एवमेव त्वया कार्यमस्मद्वैरिविनाशनम् ॐ Okay, welcome everyone. All right, so let's do a quick review of Siddhakunchika Stotram. I think it's got about 14 stanzas in there and maybe 6 of the first chapter. Kritika, can you do one half, and Parvati, can you do one half?
Sure, Rajesh.
Yes, Rajesh.
You do the first 10, Kritika, maybe.
Sure. Om Shiva Uvacha Shrunu Devi Pravakshami Kunchikastotramuttamam Yene Mantra Prabhavena Chandi Japas Subho Bhavet
Chandi Japash.
Chandi Japas Subho Bhavet Na Kavacham Narkala Stotram Keelam Na Rahasyakam Na Shuktam Nabi Dhyanam Cha Na Nyaso Na Cha Varchanam Varchanam Kunchika Pada Matrena Durga Pada Balam Labet Adiguhyataram Devi Deva Namabidurlabam Gopaniyam Prayatnena Swayoni Riva Parvati Maranam Mohanam Vyasyam Stamba Nochada Nadikam.
And the middle word there's Vashyam. Mohanam Vashyam.
Okay. Maranam Mohanam Vashyam Stamba Nochada Nadikam Padamatrena Samsityet Kunchika Stotramuttamam Om Aim Hrim Klim Chamundayai Viche Om Klam Hum Klim Jum Saha Jwalaya Jwalaya Jwala Jwala Prajwala Prajwala Aim Hrim Klim Chamundayai Viche Jwala Ham Sam Lam Ksham Pat Swaha.
And the second line, and the Joom is a long U, okay? Om Glaum Hum Klim Joom.
Goom.
So just stretch it.
Yeah,
just stretch that, yeah.
Namaste Rudra Rupinyai Namaste Madhumardini Namah Kaitapaharinyai Namaste Mahishartini Namaste Zumba Hantri Zumba Tumba. Okay. Namaste
Tumba.
Shumba. Namaste Shumba Hantriya Cha Nishumbasuragadini Jakradam Hi Mahadevi Jabam Sittam Gurushvame Aimkari Srishti Rupayai Hrimkari Pratipalika Klimkari Kamarupinyai Bijarupe Namostude Chamunda Chandakadi Cha Yaikari Varadayini Vichecha Payada Nityam Namaste Mandrarupini. Na padichutuma?
Yeah, go ahead, yeah.
तां तीं तूं दुर्जडेः पत्नी वां वीं ऊं वागदीश्वरी क्रां क्रीं क्रूं कालिका देवी शां सीं शीं सां शीं शूं मे शुभं गुरु हं
Whom?
हुं हुं हुंकाररूपिण्यै जं 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 जम्ब नादिनी प्रां प्रीं प्रूं भैरवी भद्रे भवान्यै ते नमो नमः
Let me stop there.
अं
Just
कं
stop there, Pratik. Yeah. Go ahead, Parvati.
Okay, one second. Kam cham
तं
tam
तं
tam pam yam sam I'm sorry. Kam cham tam tam pam yam sam veem dhum aim veem ham ksham dijakram trodaya दीप्तं कुरु स्वाहा बां बीं बूं पार्वती पूर्णा खां कीं कूं केसरी तथा शां सीं शूं सप्तसती देव्या मन्त्रसिद्धिं कुरुष्व मे इदं तु कुञ्चिका स्तोत्रं मन्त्र जागर्ति हेतवे अभक्तेनैव दातव्यं कोपितं रक्ष पार्वती यस्तु कुञ्चिकया देवी हीनां सप्तसतीं पठेत् न तस्य जायते सिद्धिर्रारण्ये रोदनं यथा
No, and the
ॐ
last, and the word natasya jayate siddhir ir aranye rodanam yatha.
ओके न तस्य जायते सिद्धिर् रोधनं यथा ॐ
Okay, so now we go to the first chapter. I think we did up to 6 stanzas, right? You can do that.
Yeah, okay, 1 second. It's in the starting. Tamil இருக்கேனா?
The Pratamo Dhyayaha, you should be able to find it.
1 second. Yeah, I think it was in the starting. The Ganapati.
First chapter of which slokam?
No, first chapter.
மதுகைடப வதமா
Madhukaitapa
அதுதானே
Vadam, first chapter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Madhukaitapa Vadam. Okay, thank you.
Oh, first chapter. Yeah, Madhu. Ganapati.
No. Ganapati Atharvashisham is in the very beginning. You have to
Go
scroll down. Yeah, after the Navakshari and everything, right? It will be 13 chapters. You should be able to pick the first chapter from the index.
I had it on the class day and 1 second.
Minu, do you know which page, Minu? Tamil? You're on mute. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm just getting.
The Tamil printout la it's at part 250, page number 50.
50 page
Oh, page 50.
ஆனா 60
Okay.
to
part
60
1
to
dash
70
3 கணபதி ஆத்தர் தானே சொன்னேன்
இல்ல first
Yeah.
chapter.
oh
First
chapter okay
yeah, chapter 1.
Navakshari Purvanga Madhu.
And after that, you should be able to check it from the index, right? That the index should have it.
அத்தியாய தேவதா அதுதானே சொல்றேன் ராஜேஷ் வம்பவ பீஜ அதிஷ்டாத்ரி ஸ்ரீ மகாகாளி ஓம் நம சண்டிகாயை அதுதானே சொல்றேன்
ஓம் நம சண்டிகாய
தேவி மதுகைடப வதம்னு போட்டிருக்கோம். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் துர்கா சப்தசதி போட்டு தேவி மகாத்மியம்னு அந்த படம் போட்டு கீழே அதுலேருந்து பேஜ் நம்பர் 61
2-50
பிரதம
Okay, found it. Sorry. Adhyaya Devata.
You can just start with Om Namah Shandikaya.
Om Namah Shandikaya. Om Aim Markandeya Vacha. Shavarnishurya Tanayo यो मनुह्यद्यष्टमा निशामयत्तदुत्पत्तिं विस्तरात् कततो मम महामायानुभावेन यथा मन्वन्तराधिपः स बभूव महाभागः सावर्णिर्स्तनयोरवे.
No, so Mahabhagas, that is sound, that Visarga. Mahabhagas Savarnayoravehe.
सावर्णिर्तनयोरवे स्वरो चिषेन्तरे पूर्वं सैत्रवंश समुद्भव भवः सूरदो नाम राजा पूत समस्ते क्षितिमण्डले तस्य बालयतः सम्यक् प्रजा पुत्राणि वौरसान् बभूवुश्चत्रवो भूपाः कोला विध्वंसि नस्तता तस्य तैरभवत् युद्ध मतिप्रबल दण्डिनः न्यूनैरपि सतैर्युद्धे कोला विध्वंसि बिर्जितः.
We'll stop. Okay, so let's continue. So what I'll do is I'll just say the meaning up to maybe like 30 or 35. I think that's a reasonable stopping point, and then we'll continue the rest of the class. So first half today, maybe Ramya, you can be a student, and Sriram, are you there today? You can be a student.
Yeah, Rajesh, I'm here.
All right. So let me first tell the meaning, right, up to this point, up to this. So this one, when it starts off with, right, so as per this text, the story is being told by Markandeya because it's part of Markandeya Purana. And Markandeya is telling the story to a rishi called as Baguri. So he's telling the story. So he starts off by telling, let me tell you the story about this origin of Savarni, who's the sun god, Surya Thanayo, who's the son of the SU and sun, who is going to be the 8th Manu, right? And I won't get into the details of the Manu and everything. I think people who attended Narayaniam know all that concept. But right now we are only in the 7th Manu, right? But he's saying, I'm going to tell you the story of the 8th Manu, how the 8th Manu is going to be born, right? Which means he's going to tell about something that's going to happen in the future, about a person who's going to become the 8th Manu. But right now, where it is happening is, he's saying, this incident is happening, he's saying, during the time of the 2nd Manu, right? So on average, Manu's duration is about 306 million years. We are in the 7th Manu. This story, Markandeya is reciting during the time of the 2nd Manu, and he's telling, let me tell you the story of how the 8th Manu is going to happen. So here he starts off by telling, at this time, during the time of the 2nd Manu, called as Swarochishe. So if you look at the 4th stanza in your book, it will say Swarochishentere Purvam. So during the time of the Manu Swarochisha, which is the 2nd Manu, there was a king called as a Suratha. So that Suratha is a ruler. So he was actually ruling over the entire earth. He was very famous. He pretty much had the entire earth under his control, and he was actually doing well. So that Suratha, for whom, he was doing well, he was taking care of his people, he was taking care of the kingdom, everything was going fine. Once what happened is, he had a battle with the kings called as a Kola Vidvamsi. So Kola refers to pig. So Kola Vidvamsi is referring to a clan of people who kill pigs. It means that probably some kingdom at that point in time, don't know where exactly, but some kingdom, there are people who killed pigs, and those Kola Vidvamsi people and this Surata, they had a big battle. And in the battle that actually happened, Suratha loses. So this is Suratha was very proficient, and he has won over so many kingdoms, has won over so much portion of the earth. These Kola Vidvamsi people were not experts. They were very ordinary. So it was expected that the Suratha will easily win over the Kola Vidvamsi, but the Kola Vidvamsi suddenly won against him. So sometimes, we also think in our life, how is it possible that, we didn't get something or we didn't win something, but somebody else got it? Same thing this king is thinking, saying it's impossible for them to win, but somehow they have won it. Once they won it, they essentially kicked him out of the kingdom. So he lost his entire kingdom, the Suratha. However, he only had his capital city was still his, which means everything that was in the capital city was still his, but the rest of the kingdom he has lost it. And the moment he loses the kingdom, what happens? All the other ministers and everybody who was around him take off all his wealth and take off all his army and everything. And he was like kind of like a dummy king, right? He was a dummy king in a city. That's what he was. So he's now thinking and saying, I used to be such a big king. I had pretty much the entire earth, and now I've lost everything to somebody who didn't even deserve it. And all I'm left with is the city with absolutely nothing in it. So I'm just a dummy king right now. So he decides that this whole thing is useless and he wants to quit his life. He wants to quit his kingdom. And so one night, without telling anybody, he just decides to leave. In the context of going hunting, he leaves his kingdom. So he travels while, and then finally he lands up into a place where there's a hermitage of this Sumedas, who's like a sage, Sumedas. The moment he entered into the hermitage, suddenly he found a lot of peace because even the animals which were actually there in the hermitage were very calm, and he suddenly had a sense of peace when he came to the hermitage. So he decides that, you know what, I'm just going to sit back here. I'm just going to relax here. I'm going to stay back here, right? So he decides, he stays there for some time. He stays there for several days. He's just roaming around in the nearby areas. And he then starts contemplating. Like if you think of anything you have lost in your life, anything big, material thing I'm talking about. So like that, he's also contemplating here, saying, you know what, that city, that kingdom of mine, my entire ancestors took care of the kingdom. For generations together, we ruled the kingdom, but now it is no more, right? I've lost it now, right? And then not only that, he's lost it, he's also beginning to wonder what happens to my citizens who are living in that place, right? Saying, hope the new king who has taken over is still taking care of my citizens, right? Because he says, the chief that he says he has, who actually leads all the war for him, I don't know how he's performing now because a new government, new owner has taken over, right? So he's thinking about how he's actually performing with a new owner, and he says, all these people who I used to take care of, who became famous, who became rich, and who lived on the food that I ate, they are now they don't no longer care about me because I don't have the wealth anymore, right? And they are all now going and supporting the new king. So he's kind of thinking about it, right? And he's not only thinking about the people who ditched him, he's also worried about money which is no longer his. So he's thinking about, okay, the treasury he had, which had so much money. Now he says there are so many people who are so spendthrifts who will end up spending all the money. Now that money is no longer his, he's lost it, but he's still thinking about it, right? Thinking that, you know what, all these things are going to go down. So he's kind of constantly is contemplating about this, which a lot of us do. Even though we lose things, we still think about things which are no longer ours, right? As he's thinking this, one day a Vaishya, which is like a merchant, so his Vaishya comes there, and he's also looking very dejected and was looking very sad. So the king asks him, like, what happened? You look very dejected and sad. What is actually happening? So this Vaishya then tells his story. He's saying, I'm a Vaishya, a merchant, and my name is Samadhi. He says, I was born in a rich family, and then I continued to pile up all this money. I never used to spend any of my money because I thought I need it for my children. I need it for myself. I kept hoarding all this money. One fine day, my own family members took off all my money. My own wife, my own children, my own relatives, all of them took my money and they've thrown me out of my house. So he says, I don't even have a place to live anymore. So that's what this Vaishya is saying. He's saying, when I'm also very disappointed because I have come to this forest with a lot of sorrow, right? And I'm thinking here, and now he's saying, but despite losing all that, he says, I'm still thinking how my wife is doing. I'm still thinking how my children are doing. I don't know whether they're happy. I don't know whether they're suffering. They don't know how to take care of the money. So I hope they take care of the money properly and they don't, lose everything off. So he's thinking. So then the king is no. It's always easy when somebody else is having a problem. You can relate to it than looking introspectively, right? So the king is asking the Vaishya, what are you talking about? Your family threw you out of the house and you're still thinking about how your family is doing. That you look like a very sane person, like a very wise person. You're a rich person, you're a wise person. How can you still be thinking about your family who has thrown you out? You should have moved on, right? So Vaishya says, what you say is correct. These people have essentially wronged me and they've all kind of thrown me out of the house. Nobody cares about me anymore, but I still keep thinking about them because I'm not able to get my mind out of them because at the end of the day, it's my wife, it's my children. I'm not able to let go my wife and my children. I'm constantly thinking about them, although I realize it is very strange when I tell, but unfortunately, I'm not able to do anything, right? That's what the Vaishya is telling. So as these two are kind of sitting there and talking about each other, about their problems, at that time the sage Sumedas is coming there. So the sage Sumedas comes, and then the king Surata then tells Sumedas, that you really have to help us out, because he says what is actually happening is both of us are intelligent people. Both of us are wise people. I am a king. He is a very rich merchant. So both of us have logic. Both of us know how things work. But somehow, even though we understand logic, we don't have our mind under control. Even though I lost my kingdom, even though the kingdom is no longer mine, I keep thinking about my kingdom. I keep thinking what is happening to it. And this Vaishya keeps thinking about his family who has kicked him out. So he says, why is this happening? Why are we not, even though we are wise, why are we not able to get our mind under control? So he says, you please have to help us out, because his mind is just too distracting. It is making us very sad. So we realize it's our mind's problem, but we are not able to bring our mind under control. So what should we do? So that is the question that these two actually ask Sumedas, the sage, which around 30-34, that breaking point comes, and then the sage talks about it. So we'll pause here for now.
Rajesh ji, one quick question. I might be wrong. So is this the same Sumedha and Vaishodhana Samradasya that comes in Vishnu Sahasranamam? Sumedha Medha Chodanyas.
Sumedha, yeah, I don't know in what context, but probably it is the same thing. We can go back and check.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, all right. So I think I said Ram and Sriram, right? I mean Ramya and Sriram. So we start with 7. So Tataha put is Tatas Swapuram Ayato Nija Deshadipavo Bhavat. It's one word. Nija Deshadipavo Bhavat. Akrantaha put is Akrantas sa Mahabhagas Taistada Prabalaribihi. ततस्वपुरमायातो निजदेशाधिपो भवते आक्रान्तः स महाभागस्तैस्तदा प्रबलारिभिः
ततस्वपुरमायातो निजदेशाधिपो भवत् आक्रान्तः स महाभागस्तैस्तदा प्रबलारिभिः ततस्वपुरमायातो निजदेशाधिपो भवत् आक्रान्तः स महाभागस्तैस्तदा प्रबलारिभिः
ततस्वपुरम् आयातो निजदेशाधिपो भवत् आक्रान्तः स महाभागस्तैस्तदा प्रबलारिभिः ततस्वपुरम् आयातो निजदेशाधिपो भवत् आक्रान्तः स महाभागस्तैस्तदा प्रबलारिभिः
अमात्यैर् बलिभिर् दुष्टैर्. So 3 words, all of them will have a ir there. Amatyer balibir dushtair durbhalasya duratmabihi kosho balam chapahritam tatrapi swapure tatah. Amatyer balibir dushtair durbhalasya duratmabihi kosho balam chapahritam tatrapi swapure tatah.
अमात्यैर् बलिभिर्दुष्टैर् दुर्बलस्य दुरात्मभिः कोशो बलं चापहृतं तत्रापि स्वपुरे ततः अमात्यैर् बलिभिर्दुष्टैर् दुर्बलस्य दुरात्मभिः कोशो बलं चापहृतं तत्रापि स्वपुरे ततः
अमाद्यैर्बलिभिर्दुष्टैर्दुर्बलस्य दुरात्मभिः कोशो बलं सापहृतं तत्रापि स्वपुरे ततः अमाद्यैर्बलिभिर्दुष्टैर्दुर्बलस्य दुरात्मभिः कोशो बलं सापहृतं तत्रापि स्वपुरे ततः
ततो मृगया व्याजेन, one word, Hritaswamyah, put the is to join. Hritaswamyas sa bhupatihi ekaki hayamaruhya jagama gahanam vanam. Tato mrigaya vyajena hritaswamyas sa bhupatihi ekaki hayamaruhya jagama gahanam vanam.
ततो मृगया व्याजेन हृतस्वाम्यस भूपतिः एकाकी हयमारुह्य जगाम गहनं वनम् जगाम गहनं वनम् ततो मृगया व्याजेन हृतस्वाम्यस भूपतिः एकाकी हयमारुह्य जगाम गहनं वनम्
तथा मृगया व्याजेन हृतस्वाम्यस्य भूपतिः एकाकी अयमारुह्य जगाम गहनं वनम्.
The first word tato.
Sorry. ततो मृगया व्याजेन हृतस्वाम्यस्य भूपतिः एकाकी अयमारुह्य जगाम गहनं वनम्. தமிழ்ல ரீ போட்டிருக்கு ராஜேஷ். சாரி, ஹயமாரின்னு போட்டிருக்கு. ஹயமாருக்கு பதில்.
Okay, hayamaruhya. So just change it.
இல்ல தமிழ்ல ரீ போட்டு அந்த பக்கத்துல ஒரு சின்ன ஒரு இது ஒன்று போட்டிருக்கு பாருங்க, ருஹ்ய.
Sa tatrashra mamadrakshit. You cannot quite, it's tatra ashram amadrakshit. So you cannot quite break it. Try to say it together. Tatrashra mamadrakshit. Dvija varyasya medasah. Prashantaschwapadakirnam. Muni shishyopa shobhitam. सतत्राश्रममद्राक्षी द्विजवर्यस्य मेधसः प्रशान्तश्वापदाकीर्णं मुनिशिष्योपशोभितम्.
सतत्राश्रममद्राक्षीत् द्विजवर्यस्य मेधसः प्रशान्तश्वापदाकीर्णं मुनिशिष्योपशोभितम्. सतत्राश्रममाद्राक्षीत् द्विजवर्यस्य मेधसः प्रशान्तश्वापदाकीर्णं मुनिशिष्योपशोभितम्.
स तत्राश्रममद्राक्षीत् द्विजवर्यस्य मेधसः प्रशान्तश्वापदाकीर्णं मुनिशिष्योपशोभितम्. स तत्राश्रममद्राक्षीत् द्विजवर्यस्य मेधसः प्रशान्तश्वापदाकीर्णं मुनिशिष्योपशोभितम्.
तस्थौ कंचित् स कालं च मुनिना तेन सत्कृतः itashchetascha. Like I said, that ish and cha combination will come about 100 times in the whole of Devi Mahatmyam. So every time you see that, you should know how to get that pronunciation going. So itashchetascha vicharams tasmin munivarashrame. तस्थौ कंचित् स कालं च मुनिना तेन सत्कृतः इतश्चेतश्च विचरंस्तस्मिन् मुनिवराश्रमे.
तस्थौ किञ्चित् स कालं च मुनिना तेन सत्कृतः इतश्चेतश्च विचरंस्तस्मिन् मुनिवराश्रमे.
On the first line, the kanchit, you said kinchit.
Okay. तस्थौ कञ्चित् स कालं च मुनिना तेन सत्कृतः इतश्चेतश्च विचरंस्तस्मिन् Munivarashrame.
The vicharams up to that is one word. Okay, so vicharams
Okay.
tasmin
Vicharams tasmin munivarashrame.
Rajesh, second line la first idasa itasa.
itash.
Itas. Okay.
E, small e, itash chetascha.
Okay. Tastau kanchit sakalam. Sorry. Tastau kanchit sakalam sa muninadena satkritah. Itastetascha vicharamchas tasmin munivarasrame. तस्थौ कञ्चित् सकालं च मुनिनादेन सत्कृतः इतश्चेतश्च विसरं च तस्मिन् मुनिवराश्रमे.
And the second line middle word vicharams.
इतश्चेतश्च विचरं तस्मिन् मुनिवराश्रमे.
Sochinta yat tada tatra mamatva krishta chetanaha matpurvaihi is there, put a F to join, matpurvaih palitam purvam mayahinam puram hi tat. Sochintayat tada tatra mamatva krishta chetanah matpurvaih palitam purvam mayahinam puram hi tat.
Sochinthyat tada tatra mama कृष्टचेतनः मत्पूर्वैः पालितं पूर्वं मया हीनं पुरं हि तत्.
And the matpurvai, but F joining letter. Matpurvai.
मत्पूर्वैः सोचिन्तयत् तदा तत्र ममत्वा कृष्टचेतनः मत्पूर्वैः पालितं पूर्वं मया हीनं पुरं हि तत्.
चोचिन्तयत् तदा तत्र ममत्वाकृष्टचेदनः मत्पूर्वैः पालितं पूर्वं मया हीनं पुरं हि तत्. चोचिन्तयत् तथा तत्र ममत्वाकृष्टचेदनः मत्पूर्वैः पालितं पूर्वं मया हीनं पुरं हि तत्.
Matbhrityais taira sad vrittair. Okay, taira sad vrittair dharmataha, put a F, dharmatah palyate nava na jane sa pradhano me shurahasti sadamadah. मद्भृत्यैस्तैरसद्वृद्धैर्धर्मतः पाल्यते न वा न जाने स प्रधानो मे शूरहस्ती सदा मदः. So one time, Ramya.
Yeah.
Could
Madbhritais
Sorry.
Go ahead.
tairas.
First phrase once, Rajesh.
Chalo.
The first word mattu. 13
Mad.
word.
Mad.
Yeah.
Bhrityais.
Yes.
Tairasad vrittair.
Tairasad.
Tairasad vrittair. Dharmatah palyate na va.
Thank you. Yeah.
Madbhrityais tair sad tair
Taira.
तैर धर्मतः पाल्यते न वा न जाने स प्रधानो मे शूरहस्ति सदा मदः.
Remember the first word, you say it again. Madbhrityais.
मद्भृत्यैस्
Tairasvrittair.
तैरसर्वतैर्धमतः
Vrittair. Vrittair.
धृतैर्धर्मतः
Dharmatah.
धर्मतः.
Yeah.
Okay. मृत्
One.
मत्प्रत्यैस्तैरसद्वृत्तैर्धर्मदः पाल्यते न वा न जाने स प्रधानो मे शूरहस्ति सदा मदः.
Mama vairivasham yatah, put a ich sound, yatah kan bhogan upalapsyate ye mamanu gata nityam prasada dhana bhojanaihi. मम वैरिवशं यातः कान् भोगानुपलप्स्यते ये ममानुगता नित्यं प्रसादधनभोजनैः
मम वैरी वशं यातः कान् भोगानुपलप्स्यते उपलप्स्यते ये मामानुगता नित्यं प्रसादघनभोजनैः
मम वैरिवसं यादः कान् भोगान् उपलप्स्यते ये ममानुकदा नित्यं प्रसादधनभोजनैः
अनुवृत्तिं ध्रुवं तेद्य कुर्वन्त्यन्य cannot break it कुर्वन्त्यन्य महीभृताम् असंयग व्यय शीलैस्तैः put a ich sound शीलैस्तैः कुर्वद्भिः put a is कुर्वद्भिः सततं व्ययम् अनुवृत्तिं ध्रुवं तेद्य कुर्वन्त्यन्यमहीभृताम् असंयग्व्ययशीलैस्तैः कुर्वद्भिः सततं व्ययम्
अनुवृत्तिं ध्रुवं तेद्य कुर्वन्त्यन्यमहीभृताम् असंयग् व्ययशीलैस्तैः कुरुविन्दः सततं व्ययम्
and the word kurvadbhis
सततं व्ययम्
अनुवृत्तिं ध्रुवं तेद्य कुर्वन्त्यन्यमहीभृताम् असंयग्व्ययशीलैस्तैः कुर्वद्भिः सततं व्ययम्
sanchitah put is sanchitas soti dukkena kshayam kosho gamishyati etach chan yachcha double cha yachcha satatam chintayamasa parthivah sanchitas soti dukkena kshayam kosho gamishyati etachan yachcha satatam chintayamasa parthivah
सञ्चितस्सोति दुःखेन क्षयं कोशो गमिष्यति एतच्चान्यच्च सततं चिन्तयामास पार्थिवः
सञ्चितस्सोति दुःखेन क्षयं कोशो गमिष्यति एतच्चान्यच्च सततं चिन्तयामास पार्थिवः.
We'll switch. Lavanya, you can be a student, and Priya, you can be a student. Tatra viprashram abhyashe. You can break it that now if you want. Vaishyamekam dadarsha saha sa prishtastena kastvam bho hetush chagamanetra kaha. तत्र विप्राश्रमाभ्यासे वैश्यमेकं ददर्श सः सपृष्टस्तेन कस्त्वं भो हेतुश्चागमनेऽत्र कः
तत्र विप्राश्रमाभ्यासे वैश्यम् एकं ददर्श सः सपृष्टस्तेन कस्त्वं भो हेतुश्चागमनेऽत्र कः तत्र विप्राश्रमाभ्यासे वैश्यमेकं ददर्श सः सपृष्टस्तेन कस्त्वं भो हेतुश्चागमनेऽत्र कः
तत्र विप्राश्रमाभ्यासे वैश्येमेकं ददर्श सः सपृष्टास्तेन कस्त्वम्भो हेतुश्चागमनेऽत्र मनेत्रकः
गमनेत्रकः
गमनेत्रकः तत्र विप्राशरा तत्र विप्राश्रमा व्याशे वैश्यमेकं ददर्श सः स पृष्टास्तेन कश्चाम्भो चागमनेन्द्रकः
सशोक इव कस्मात् त्वं दुर्मना इव लक्ष्यसे इत्याकर्ण्य वचस्तस्य भूपतेः पुट F भूपतेः प्रणयोदितम् सशोक इव कस्मात् त्वं दुर्मना इव लक्ष्यसे इत्याकर्ण्य वचस्तस्य भूपतेः प्रणयोदितम्
सशोक इव कस्मात् त्वं दुर्मणा इव लक्ष्यसे इत्याकर्ण्य वचस्तस्य भूपतेः प्रणयोदितम् सशोक इव कस्मात् त्वं दुर्मणा इव लक्ष्यसे इत्याकर्ण्य वचस्तस्य भूपतेः प्रणयोदितम्
सशोक इव कस्मात् त्वं दुर्मना इव लक्ष्यसे इत्याकर्ण्य वाचस्तस्य भूपतेः प्रणयोदितं स शोक इव कस्मात् त्वं दुर्मना इव लक्ष्यसे त्याकर्णवाचस्तस्य भूपते प्रणयोदितं
प्रत्युवाच सतं वैश्यः पुट F वैश्यः प्रश्रया वनतो नृपं वैश्योवाच समाधिर्नाम वैश्योहम् उत्पन्नो that move you can break it वैश्योहम् उत्पन्नो धनिनां कुले प्रत्युवाच सतं वैश्यः प्रश्रया वनतो नृपं वैश्योवाच समाधिर्नाम वैश्योहम् उत्पन्नो धनिनां कुले
प्रत्युवाच सतं वैश्यः प्रश्रया वनतो नृपं वैश्य उवाच समाधिर्नाम वैश्योऽहम् उत्पन्नो धनिनां कुले प्रत्युवाच सतं वैश्यः प्रश्रया वनतो नृपं वैश्य उवाच समाधिर्नाम वैश्योऽहम् उत्पन्नो धनिनां कुले
प्रत्युवाच सतां वैश्य प्रश्राया वनतो नृपं वैष्णवाच समाधिर्नाम वैश्योऽहम् उत्पन्नो दानिनां कुले प्रत्युवाच सतां वैश्य प्रश्राया वनतो नृपं वैश्यवाच समाधिर्नाम वैश्योऽहम् उत्पन्नो दानिनां कुले
पुत्रदारैर्निरस्तश्च धनलोभाद साधुभिः विहीनश्च धनैर्दारैः पुट F दारैः पुत्रैरादाय मे धनम् पुत्रधारैर्निरस्तश्च धनलोभाद साधुभिः विहीनश्च धनैर्दारैः पुत्रैरादाय मे धनम्
पुत्रदारैर्निरस्तश्च धनलोभाद साधुभिः विहीनश्च धनैर्दारैः पुत्रैरादाय मे धनम् पुत्रदारैर्निरस्तश्च धनलोभाद साधुभिः विहीनश्च धनैर्दारैः पुत्रैरादाय मे धनम्
पुत्रधारैर्निरस्तश्च धनलोभादशाधुभिः विहीनाश्च धनैर्दारैः दारः पुत्रीराधाय मेधनं पुत्रधारिर्निराशश्च धनलोभादसाधुभिः विहीनाश्च धनिर्दारिः पुत्रीराधाय मेधनम्.
Vanam abhyagato, you can break it that ma if you want. Vanam abhyagato dukhi nirastash chapta bandhubihi soham na vedmi. So dhmi vedmi putranam kushala kushalatmikam. Vanamabhyagato dukhi nirastaschapta bandhubihi soham na vedmi putranam kushala kushalatmikam.
वनम् अभ्यागतो दुःखी चाप्तबन्धुभिः सोऽहं न वेद्मि पुत्राणां कुशलात्मिकम्. वनमभ्यागतो दुःखी निरस्तश्चाप्तबन्धुभिः सोऽहं न वेद्मि पुत्राणां कुशलात्मिकाम्.
वनाम्ब्यागतो दुःखी
Vanam abhyagato
निरश्चाप्त बन्धुभिः सोऽहं न वेद्मि पुत्राणां कुशलात्मिकाम्. वनम् अभ्यागतो दुःखी निरस्ताश्चाप्त बन्धुभिः सोऽहं न वेद्मि पुत्राणां कुशलात्मिकाम्.
pravrittim swajananam cha daranam chatra samstitah kimnu tesham grihe kshemam. That second ma you break it, put a im kshemam akshemam kimnu sampratam. It'll anyway come in the middle, so it'll be easier to say it. Pravrittim swajananam cha daranam chatra samstitah kimnu tesham grihe kshemam akshemam kimnu sampratam.
प्रवृत्तिं स्वजनानां च दाराणां चात्र संस्थितः किं नु तेषां गृहे क्षेमम् अक्षेमं किं नु साम्प्रतम्. प्रवृत्तिं स्वजनानां च दाराणां चात्र संस्थितः किं नु तेषां गृहे क्षेमम् अक्षेमं किं नु साम्प्रतम्.
प्रवृत्तं स्वजानानां च दाराणां चात्र संस्थिताः किन्नु तेषां गृहे क्षेमम् अक्षेमं किन्नु साम्प्रताम्. प्रवृत्तं प्रवृत्तिं स्वजानां च दाराणां चात्र संस्थिता किन्नु तेषां गृहे क्षेमम् अक्षेमं किन्नु साम्प्रताम्.
The second word of the first line, swajananam.
Swajananam.
Yeah. And then the samstitah, the visarga at the end, okay? Samstitah.
Rajesh, one question, Rajesh. This
Dharanam amam. Yeah.
Okay.
Katam te kimnu sad vritta durvrittaha. Put the ich sound. Durvrittah kim nu me sutaha rajo vacha yair nirasto bhaval lubdhai. So it's a double l coming. Bhaval lubdhaihi is there. Put a f to join. Bhaval lubdhaif putra daradibhir dhanaihi. Katam te kim nu sadvritta durvrittah kim nu me sutaha rajo vacha yair nirasto bhaval lubdhaif putra daradibhir dhanaihi.
कथं ते किं नु सद्वृत्ता दुर्वृत्ताः किं नु मे सुताः राजोवाच यै निरसतो भवालुब्धैः पुत्रदारादिभिर्धनैः कथं ते किं नु सद्वृत्ता दुर्वृत्ताः किं नु मे सुतः राज उवाच सुताः ओके किं नु मे सुताः राज उवाच निरस्तो भवालुब्धैः दारादिभिर्धनैः
कथं
ராஜேஷ் தமிழ்ல எப்படி எழுதிருக்குன்னா எயர் எயர் நிஸ்தோ பவாம் பிராக்கெட்ல இங்கு போட்டிருக்கு, அதுக்கப்புறம் இல் போட்டிருக்கு.
See that what do you call it in Sanskrit? And that half arc with the im will come, right? That is there in Sanskrit, right? So it becomes a bamba. A slight in sound will come, but because the la is coming later, it'll kind of get merged into that. So it's bamban lubdhai. So it's an n followed by a l. Right? So you cannot quite explicitly, and the sound will not come Bhavan Lubdain Varad, because there's two L's coming later again. So it's Bhaval Lubdai. Just two L's you say, that will be the right way. Okay. Bhaval Lubdai. Go ahead, please.
Katham te kinnu sadvrutha druvvrutha kinnu me suthaha Raja uvacha yair nirasto paval lufta putra dharadi bidranahi
No, putra daradibhir dhanaihi.
Putra daradir திருப்பி சொல்லுங்க.
Putra daradibhir
danaihi katam ne kinnu sadputra durvutra kinnu me satsutaha Raja uvacha ye nirasto bhavanirluftas lutpaif putra daradi pirtanaihi.
Yeah, you can just mark it like with a divider mari with a pencil, right? Daradibir because see clear words. Putra daradibir dhanaihi. 3 words there. Teshu kim bhavataha, putta is bhavatas sneham anubhadnati manasam vaishyo vacha evam etat yatha praha bhavan asmat gatam vachaha. Easy to break it and say that way. Bhavan asmat gatam vachaha. Teshu kim bhavatas sneham anubhadnati manasam vaishyo vacha evametat yata praha bhavan asmat gatam vachaha. Just one time is enough.
Teshu kim bhavatas sneham anubadnati, sorry. Teshu kim bhavatah sneham anubadnati manasam vaishya uvacha evam etat yatha praha bhavan asmadgatam vachaha.
Teshu kim bhavatas sneham anubadnati manasam vaishya uvacha evametat praha bhavanasmad
and the word praha
bhavanasmad gatam vachaha
kim karomi na bhadnati mama nishturatam manaha yaihi is there, put is to join yais santyajya pitru sneham dhana lubdhair nirakataha. See, wherever these words are clearly separatable, I would just put a divider and keep, because then way you can say it easily. Some words you cannot break it. Kim karomi na badhnati mama nishturatam manah yai santyajya pitrasneham dhana lubdhair nirakritah.
Kim karomi na badnati mama nishturatam manah yai santyajaya pitrasneham dhana lubdhair nirakritah.
Second line, second word, santyajya.
Santyajya
Yeah.
pitrasneham.
Kim karomi na badnati mama nishruratvam manah yaish santyajya priti sneham tana lubdhair nirakritah.
And the second line on the pitru sneham.
Yais satyancha pitru sneham dana lubdhair nirakritah.
Pati swajana hardam cha hardi teshveva me manah kimetan nabhi janami janannapi mahamate. Patiswajana hardam cha harditeshveva me manah kimetan nabhi janami janannapi mahamate.
Pati swajana hardam cha hardi teshveva me manah kime tanna bhijanami janannapi mahatmane.
Mahamate.
Mahamate.
Patiswajana hardam cha hardi tveshveva me manah kimetam nabi janami janam api mahamate.
Yat prema pravanam chittam viguneshwapi bandhushu short u tesham krite me nihi is there, put the ish to join, nish shwaso daur manasyam cha jayate. Yat prema pravanam chittam viguneshwapi bandhushu tesham krite me nishwaso daur manasyam cha jayate.
Yat prema pravanam chittam viguneshwapi bandhushu te vaso daurmanasyam cha jayate.
Yat prema prabhanam chittam viguneshwapi bandhushu tesham krute me nishvaso daur manasyam cha jayate.
Daur manasyam.
Daur manasyam cha jayate.
Karomi kim yenna manas teshva pritishu nishturam. Exactly where I had stopped in the meaning. What should I do? Karomi kim. What should I be doing to bring my mind under control is a question that they are asking. Karomi kim yenna manas teshva pritishu nishturam. Lavanya mute la irukku.
நிஷ்டுரம்ங்கிறது வந்து வாட் இட் நிஷ்டுரம் மீன்ஸ் க்ரூரம் இல்லையா அர்த்தம்?
No, I don't think. No, not crude. I think the general meaning of that is what should I be doing to get things under control? Karomi kim yenna manas tesha pritishu, to make my mind happy. You know, I don't know what nishturam means exactly there.
Okay.
Karomi kim yanna manas teshva pritishu nishturam.
Karomi kim yenna manas teshva pritishu nishturam.
Om Hari Om. We'll end here today. Thank you everyone. See you next class.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rajesh.
Thank you. Thank you.